Alright, let's get started on this first one of our three trigonometric functions called the tangent. Alright, so when talking about the tangent, we're going to be referencing angles inside the right triangle. We will never be talking about referencing the 90-degree angle. We are only ever going to talk about the acutes. So in this one, it's poorly drawn, but do you remember theta? Alright, you'll see me use theta every once in a while. So remember, theta is the other Greek letter that we use. That's oftentimes represented by an angle measure. Okay? So in any case, the other thing you saw in the previous videos was that you have to take this triangle and from an angle be able to reference which side is which. So let's label this. So let's see, this was opposite, this was the adjacent leg, and the hypotenuse is always the same, opposite the 90 degree. So here's my theta. That's how I know my reference. That's how I know to label where the opposite goes and where the adjacent goes. Because if I switch this and said, oh, let's draw the other fella, put the angle in the top. All right, so quickly draw that into our notebook. And let's move theta up here. All right, there's theta. Now where's the opposite? Well, the opposite, very good, goes down to the bottom here. It's now over here. It's the base leg. All right, so we don't worry about which is the base, which is the height. They're both legs of a right triangle. And then this is, of course, the hypotenuse. All right. Now, with tangent, it's important that the relationship that we're going to refer to is always going to refer to the ratio of the opposite and adjacent pieces. Okay. So what we do here is we say, well, the tangent of whatever angle, I almost wrote the whole word tangent, I should have, I did, the tangent, and we'll reference it with whatever angle we're looking at, all right, is always going to be the same as the ratio as the opposite leg over the adjacent leg. All right. So if we were to look at this in a situation, this technically builds an equation for us that we'll be using in our math part in a moment. But let's take a look at a real triangle, one we know very well, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. And let's put theta down here. If I were to say the tangent of theta is going to be equal to whom? Well, theta is opposite. Who's opposite from referencing theta? Well, I have to label that opposite, adjacent. So I do it in my mind or on my paper, and I say, well, that's equal to 3 over 4. And so I get an equation out of this, which is going to be equivalent ratio. Now, in some problems, we don't actually use the theta referencing the angle in the middle, but we'll say the names of the sides. So let me draw one more here that you might see. Sometimes people draw it this way and say, well, you know, we'll put A here, B here, C here for our typical triangle. And we say, all right, well, what is the tangent of A? Referencing corner A. Well, it's referencing the angle really, but we just say the letter that it's represented at the vertex. So again, you can see that I made the same triangle up here, so let me label it in with the numbers. We have our 3, 4, 5 triangle. Tangent of A. There's my opposite. There's my adjacent. So I go ahead and say opposite. So 3 over 4. And if I'm going to do the tangent of B, now the tangent of B is up here. This now becomes my opposite. This now becomes my adjacent. And therefore that would be 4 over 3. So it's an interesting little situation that happens. You can see it becomes a reciprocal. But don't be alarmed. Again, we don't typically look at both at the same time. All right, we usually just look at one angle. But that is a situation that will occur when you look at the acute angles, that the numbers are referencing the 3 and the 4. One is going to be on top of the other, and then reciprocate it for the other corner. All right. Now, what I'd like you to do is to copy down these two problems from our textbook here, found on page 488. And I'd like you to actually go ahead and do these problems the same as we just described here. Okay. When you come back in 3 seconds, after you pause the video, I'll have the answers up on the screen. Okay, so first of all, did you recognize these as Pythagorean triples? All right. Again, when we do our triangle and we get our ratios again from J, opposite, adjacent, so 24 over 32. Did you reduce? You better have. And do not go to decimal. We leave them as fractions. So 3 over 4. And therefore, if we go the other way, tangent of K is 32 over 24. Again, reduced as 4 over 3. Now, I know the textbook says, over here it says, and as a decimal, round it to 4 places. All right. You can do that. You can even see it here in their example here. We don't do that for any of the work we're going to be doing. We're going to leave them in fraction form when we write our ratios. We don't go to decimal with these. All right. We find that to be sometimes not always exact depending on the side length. So that could be more than 4 decimal places, and we want to keep things as exact as possible. All right. That is one of our mantras here in trigonometry. But always reduce, and you'll notice, oh, it's the same as our 3 4s and our 5s. So down here, here's another one, Pythagorean triple, 8, 15, 17. Again, J, opposite is 8 over adjacent of 15. And K from down here, opposite is 15 over 8. The hypotenuse is ignored in all of these problems with tangent. So the tangent ignores the hypotenuse. All right, do not use it, ignores. All right, we'll have plenty of trigonometry for the hypotenuse to come along in the next section. All right, but for right now, working on tangent only, we're going to show, the next video is going to show some of the mathematics and how we actually use the calculator to help us solve for missing pieces based on some of the measures. All right, see you in the next video.